Hey guys, welcome to Red Nails with Portia. Me, I know. Look at my rebranding. I decided to finally add a real logo and take the time to edit because I actually enjoy this podcast. Crazy. It's crazy because I don't get anxiety and I don't get stressed out making this. I just feel like I'm saying my spiel, saying my shit, and just saying it to the world. I don't feel stressed. Now, let's go into stepping back from social media. Congratulations for me. It's been officially 2 months since I've been off Instagram. I've been off TikTok. My only forums, I would say, are YouTube, but I don't interact, or it's LinkedIn. And honestly, I love LinkedIn. I love connecting with people. I actually stare at it like a hound dog because I only need it for work, but I also just like it to raise my personal brand to a whole new standard. Now, let's talk about Instagram and all the things I've discovered while departing. So I've had Instagram since 7th grade, and I've been begging my parents every day because everyone had it, and I never owned a real phone until 7th grade. So during that summer transition from 7th to 8th grade, I remembered my friend created an Instagram account with me, and she's just like, you need to get it. You need to get it. And I guess it was her way of trying to keep in contact with me because we've had a rocky friendship. But she still wanted to just keep talking to me because honestly, we were really close. We just hardcore connected on a whole different level compared to anyone else we've ever met in our lives at that point in time. And we wanted to stay connected with Instagram. I created Portia Panda. I didn't think much about it. I even did a cute little panda picture on my bed, and it was adorable. Well, it sounds bad, but it's just like I just took a little selfie with a panda hat. And I was like, oh, with my academic decathlon shirt. Ironically, I'm wearing it right now. I've kept it for years. I even had this point where I wanted to fake going to Thailand. I took I went on Google Images. I went on some random girl's travel Instagram. I screenshotted it, cropped it, and cause she looks like me from a shadow, and people believed in me, which was the funniest thing. But that was so false. And my mom was like, what the hell is this? And she's like, take it down. And I immediately took it down. So that's my first Instagram, I would say, troubles. I started getting this time 20 likes was a big deal. 30 likes was a big deal. 60 likes was a big deal. 200 likes was a big deal. And then 300 likes. And then my account just stopped growing from there because it depends on, for me, about the amount of friends I have, or, well, not even friends. I would just say followers. But I would do, random anxiety posts because I would be like, I have to post. I have to post. Or I would have a really good photo, and then I would post multiple days in a row when I know I have just that amazing photo. You know what I mean, right? I loved it at that time. I loved it. Well, I didn't love it because I was stressed. I was always thinking about that boy that was looking at my feed, or that friend I wanted to make, or what people thought about me. And I bet a lot of people think about that. I would actually go into patterns when I entered college, just removing my Instagram from the platform and putting it back on. I would constantly go into those patterns. It started meeting when I met my friend Kyle, and he started, removing himself from Instagram. I was like, what? You're crazy. And then I think what made me really decide to take myself off the platform for just a week, it was when I went to Hawaii. I was getting through a breakup. It was my first Johnny. Yes, I've dated two Johnnies. So, I was emotional and I was with my friends and I really just wanted to enjoy myself. I was with close friends at the time, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take myself off the grid, truly enjoy myself, truly enjoy Hawaii. And I'm so glad I did because Hawaii was one of the number one trips that I really remember solely because I took myself off the grid because I could not scroll, I could not re-download, and I was just like, what, crazy. So I took myself off, and then I remembered one day in Hawaii, I got this message from a girl like 4 a.m. from my sorority, and she was like, "Did you block me? Did you block me? I'm so sorry." Because a few days before, I think she messaged me on Snapchat about how I shouldn't be holding a red Solo cup. Um, okay, how do you know if there's a drink in it? Like, I hate how sororities closely monitor you. It's just like, no one gives a crap, okay? No one gives a fuck about these sororities. No one really does. And they really wanted to hassle me over a red Solo cup. How would you know if there's alcohol in it? How would you know? Anyways, so that was ridiculous. Soon after, I was like, texted her, like, when I woke up, I was like, girl, I'm in Hawaii right now, but also, like, I did not block you. And she's like, oh, sorry, lol. And that's the thing, like, people get really offended if you disconnect them from the grid, even though if you're not even close. I never talked to Morgan once in my life. I never talked, maybe once or twice, but I've never been, like, on close texting terms where I want to text her, like, at least once a month. No. Like, I will legitimately say I'll give a list right now of like the people that I will talk to, and that's not one of the people that I consistently choose to keep in my life. And now let's just explain, like, I that week though, Johnny blocked me. Johnny blocked me, and I was like shocked. He blocked me on Snapchat because he thought I blocked him. I was like, oh my gosh, you're really petty. But I get why he thought I would block him because, I mean, it was a very, very toxic relationship and we were very confusing kids at that time. That was hilarious. I really enjoyed that week. And then recently I got back on social media after that and I enjoyed it. Well, I didn't really. I still like it's just a constant anxiety of like what people are looking at and how to present yourself in such a cool way. And I was really good. I was so good at presenting myself as this like cool it girl who had it all. Like I literally had girls being like, Portia, you're just that girl. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, you're just that girl. I want to be that girl. How do you be that girl? And I was like, oh, I just am. I just am. Yes, but I love posting creativity on Instagram. It's just sometimes the likes gets into your head, that number, and just monitoring it and keeping up with everyone on that app. It was just horrendous. And it was horrible. It was really bad for my mental health. There was a point when I started posting reels of me at Coachella a year later, and I was still constantly thinking, oh, what does Johnny think? But it was the second Johnny. um, but also, what other people thought of me, and then I also had that anxiety attack. So, and I was fighting with my parents, and my parents were too closely monitoring my account, which was really, really annoying. Sometimes I would have adults following me, and it was not good. It was not good. That's when I decided it's time to go. It's time to shut down. So I disabled her, I deactivated her. It's been 2 months. And I want to tell you guys the pros, the cons, all that shit. But honestly, it's all just pros. It's all fucking pros. So in terms, I don't have anxiety anymore. I don't stress out anymore because I don't know what's going on in everyone else's lives. I only have Snapchat. That's like the only thing I know. That sounds like a red flag. That isn't. I keep my Snapchat so I can message Mark every day. Because we've had a streak since we met and then we ruined our streak, but then we kept it back up. We're back in the 150s now. I know, ew, gross. But he's one of the closer friends I have in my life, and I am truly, truly happy that he is my friend and I want to keep and continue that friendship. But in terms of Instagram, I messaged everyone that the people that I cared about. I texted them. I was like, hey, just to tell you, I'm not going to be on Instagram anymore. And, sometimes I would have a random person that reaches out to me and they're like, dude, are you off? And I'm like, yeah. And then somehow it blossoms a friendship. My friend Jared reached out to me and he was like, hey, like, what happened? And then I was like, I did a Kyle. And I deactivated my social media, but I'm very proud of it. I don't have anxiety anymore. I'm proud to say that. I don't have anxiety anymore. I don't stress anymore. I don't like have that wrapped up feeling choking me and just it's insufferable. I don't have that anymore. And it's great. I don't stress anymore. I don't cry anymore about like the stupidest things in the universe. I don't cry about like sorority girls staring at me. You know they're obsessed with me. You know they're obsessed with me. Okay. Also, one of the only social media platforms I use, LinkedIn. One of the girls, she keeps asking to request to connect with me, and I keep disconnecting because I don't want to connect with her. Like, fuck yeah. You know, she basically went on the group me and just was chatting it up. And basically, you know, the whole burger incident, she just like waved over, and it's like, okay, okay, like, yeah. And maybe I am a little petty. Yes, I am. I am petty. But I'm not in the mood to accept or connect with people that I do not vibe with and I do not fuck with. I just don't. I just don't. And that's okay. That's okay. Besides the whole anxiety thing, I have more confidence. What does that mean? I have grown confident in a way where I can walk around and wear whatever I want and not care about what people think about me. I honestly don't care about what people do. And, you know, since you don't know what other people are doing, you don't know the trends, you don't know what's going on. Like, I guess the most you know is like a YouTube video, but I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what people are wearing right now. I don't know, like, I get to choose my own style, which is so great. And I can say what I want to say without thinking about what other people will say. And that's like so great. I've chosen to grow my confidence. I've chosen, and somehow I can be more social around people. I noticed that reaching month 2, like I was so scared talking to people. I was so scared. And then I had like raising anxiety. I'd be like, oh my God, like no one wants to talk to me, no one wants to talk to me, no one wants to talk to me. But then, like, you know, I started going to I've been going to a different Pilates studio. It's been great. You know, I have been talking more. I've been smiling more. I even ran into a couple girls from high school that I would have been stressed out of my nerves to run into. But when I ran into them, we're like, hey, what's up? And like, they were somewhat popular back then in the day, and I was just this kid with a YouTube channel. I mean, yeah, that's really what it was. And like, we never talked before, but it was cool to talk to them and it was cool to reconnect on that level. Will we connect again? I don't know. But it was great to have that confidence to like be able to get over things a few years later. I think if it was me back on Instagram, I'd be like, oh my God, they're obsessed with me. Cause like, I mean, a couple of their friends did copy my photos. I'm not like okay, yes they did. How do I know? This girl copied like 4 photos. Charisse, you know who you are. You copied 4 photos of mine. And I keep track. And even Olivia copied 1 photo of mine. I know because I created it. Okay, let's make it clear. These girls need to stop copying my Instagram posts. I'm not being a narcissist. I'm being serious when I say this. I show my friends and they're like, yep, that girl copied you. And I'm like, yep, they did. So my confidence has been through the roof. I feel great. I feel beautiful. I'm starting to feel the need not to get surgery. I know. I still want to get veneers. Okay, no matter what, I still want to get veneers. But I'm starting to feel more confident where I don't feel the need to get that Instagram look or get get that Instagram model look. I don't feel the need to get it anymore. I don't feel the need to put injections into my face anymore the moment I get a job, which is great. You know, for my face. I love my face now. I think I've grown to love it and like, you know, I've grown to enjoy it. And I love that I don't have people commenting on like my appearance or like anything like that. And if it's in person, they just tell me I'm beautiful. No one's gonna like walk up to somebody and say like, "Oh, you're freaking hideous." Like, no. And I started feeling like the hottest person ever. And I think that's very important. I think you guys should definitely try this out. And, you know, I think it's important to feel hot, to feel young, to feel beautiful, or like, you know, or old. I don't care. Like, age is a number, right? But it's good and it's important for you guys to feel just confident and like yes, okay, Instagram, there is a certain thing I do miss, and it's creativity. I miss posting photos. I miss getting in there and really wanting to like take the coolest photo on the planet to but like that's the thing. Don't you guys ever have that thing where like you see a guy and then you're like, oh my gosh, this is like how I'm going to post him on Instagram, how it's gonna be like the slow-mo stuff, the entrance, the grand opening of like, oh, I'm taken, I'm off the market. Yeah, I used to have that too, and I would always like envision like what it would look like for other people rather than what it would look like for myself. Like, how would I feel in this relationship? How would I feel good? But not only that, Instagram really just shoves the idea that every girl has to just show up in a bikini. I mean, I got pressured like that too because I was like, oh my gosh, like, I really want to prove I'm hot. And, but then, like, you see all these girls post in bikinis, and then it forces you to think, oh my god, do I have the body? And it creates this false perception of the Facetune and all that shit. Honest to God, I did Facetune once. I know, embarrassing. To whiten my teeth. I'm one of those people who are just, like, a nerd about that. But then, like, I just don't like the way Facetuning looks in general, and it was embarrassing for me. Luckily, So when am I planning to come back to Instagram? That's a good question. My friends ask me this, like, I think once a week or or at least twice a month. I always get somebody asking me and telling me to jump back on. And honestly, I don't feel tempted to. I don't feel tempted to jump back on because I kind of like where my life is at. I kind of like not comparing myself to others. Like, I don't care if Mindy goes on a 3 month trip to Barbados and I'm stuck here learning and studying. Like, it doesn't affect me that much. My mom is on social media. She's on social media intensely. She's on Facebook. And she always compares herself to everyone else, being like, oh man, this person's in Rome. Oh man, I didn't get to travel. And then I'm just like, Mom, everyone has a different life, but like, of course, like Instagram and like all the social media stuff, they make you believe that everyone has to aspire to have this one life or everyone has to aspire to be this one person. And that's also why I'm just not on YouTube. I keep trying to go on YouTube, but I get a lot of anxiety. I like the idea of podcasting because like I guess like it feels like a big deal to me that people are just sitting and listening to me. It's different. I don't know. It's like I don't have to like beat myself up as much versus like I guess on YouTube I kind of do have to beat myself up because like I'm constantly comparing like because you're watching videos, but then podcasts are such a range of things to talk about, and like people are talking about such awesome things. Like I listen to the Financial Feminist. I love her, love all about it, and I'm learning so much about knowledge, about creativity, and I'm just like truly inspired every time I listen to somebody like her. I think the time I would get back on, I'm thinking about when I have my graduation photos ready because, I'm going through a glorification process, guys, okay? I'm kind of like icky right now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like a nerd studying all the time. I'm working. Well, that's good though. But like, I want to get my hair dyed, I want to get my eyelashes done, I want to get my eyebrows done, like all those little things, and like take my grad photo because I think posting grad photos are necessary because then it's like, guys, I graduated. I did it. I did it. Also, I'm going to talk about like USC life, but also like Greek life. I think like it would be great to talk about Greek life and like everything about it in terms of confidence and beauty and no anxiety and not comparing yourself to others. I think that is great. Also, I like not keeping track of people. I like not keeping track of famous people. Of course, I jump on my mom or dad's Instagram on their phones to like see. And honestly, I don't really miss it because then I feel like I have to be something I'm not. And I'm not, fame is a concept. The only like quote unquote famous people in the world are people with talent and people that should be famous for that. But I think fame is a concept. I think that fame doesn't really matter. I mean, I run into a lot of famous people. I just don't put numbers into a concept. You know how like this you're gonna laugh at this. A lot of guys I've dated would often say, Portia, how do you not know who I am? I'm like this tough person. I'm so known. Blah, 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 blah. Look me up. Like, I bet you look me up on Google. And I would have them go through my history. And they'd be like, wait, what? You didn't look me up? I was like, no, I don't care about your money. I care about the person you are. Because, like, we're all with, like, individuals during a long period of time. I don't want to be with somebody who's, like, an asshole, but, like, the richest person in the world or, like, the most famous person in the world. You know what I mean? And I really want to go into the school year, like, focusing on myself and not focusing on pleasing others. And that's great. So that's my talk about Instagram and pleasing others and how it can affect you. But also, if you have time, just jump off and take a chill pill. Because then, you don't have to monitor it all the time by deactivating it. And I think it's important. Also, you can see like how much people freak out when you're offline. But again, I forgot to mention this. I blocked a lot of people. Let's go into that. Okay, I blocked so many people. I'll give a list. Layla, Greta, I think Victoria. Like, I blocked like a few people that were not giving me life, that were decreasing my life. And oh yeah, I unfollowed a lot of boys because I just didn't want to like care about them anymore. Um, it was either like people that I talked to or people that I just felt like there is no need to keep up like information about each person. And you know how like everyone's like be careful about like who you meet and like be careful. And I'm like why should you be careful all your life? Like why? Like why should you be careful? Like why would you live your life in fear rather than living in abundance and choosing abundance? Like why would you choose that? I just feel like that's stupid because it's like if I like choose to have a constant image all the time and then like people like commenting all the time and then they're like this is good, this is bad, this is good, this is bad. I'd rather have like it be like solidly me or like yeah, I did that versus like just like a consistent image and it's just like no, like if I have enemies I have enemies, if I have like friends I have friends. Let's not make it like a whole let's fear and I must be X, Y, and Z to impress X, Y, and Z. Like no, I'm not gonna be something I'm not. Let's be clear. So yeah, I did block those people because they were freaking annoying me. They were giving me anxiety. They were giving me stress. So like whoever, also like unfollow all the people that like you had a real relationship with or like were going to. There's this false conception of like, oh, I'm just gonna follow them and then they could like see how successful I am. Like yeah, but like, wouldn't it be better for you to know that like it doesn't fucking matter? Like, would it be better for you to like not even have that in your mind, not even waste mental energy on that? Wouldn't that be better? I think that would. Cause I unfollowed and honestly I feel better. Cause then it's just I don't want to consistently think about oh man what does this person think? Oh I need to look like I'm winning. I need to look like I'm winning. Well you know what? Maybe winning is choosing yourself and choosing to focus all that mental energy you're focusing on that person to actually just focus it on yourself, right? I think that is very important. Okay, we're done. Thank you so much for listening to Red Nails with Portia. It's me, Portia. All right, bye bye. Oh, yeah, we're gonna try to post every day. Well, we'll see, but we're trying. All right, love you guys. Bye.